Let's have Spy Family fun at Universal Studios Japan. First up is the Cool Japan store. Oh, it's like walking into the Forger household. Parts of the anime have been faithfully recreated, including the fork scene when Yor nearly killed Yuri with a flying fork. The cheapest item you can get, a souvenir medallion, aka pressed penny. There's Lloyd's hat and jacket on their coat rack. Probably Anya's favorite item from their home, the television from which she watches Bondman. As we came in mid-May, many of the goods had already been sold out and were not being restocked unfortunately, like the Anya headband and Yor stew. We especially wanted the stew to compare to the taste of the Yor stew recipe we made, which you can watch through the link in the description. There was various goods for Spy Family fans to buy, like these very elegant cookies with famous quotes from the anime printed on. You could dress up like Anya too in an official Eden Academy uniform. Cute and random keychains were also available, of course. Do you recognize where each of these keychains appear in the anime? These were all exclusive to Universal Studios Japan, so you couldn't buy them unless you were to go during Cool Japan 2023. Decorations to resemble the Forger household included Anya's room, Lloyd's spy gear, and Yor's moving boxes and assassination gear. After shopping, we went to Universal's New York to get the Wise Mission folder pamphlet for the Spy Family secret mission to see the exclusive stage show. Make sure to get a pamphlet for each member of your party, which will explain why later. There were shows nearly every hour during park hours, so if you don't complete the mission by the time you're checked off for, you might be watching the show after. Of course, there's a Spy Family collaboration cafe, and it was at Finnegan's Bar and Grill, an Irish pub in Brooklyn. You can make a reservation online for priority seating restaurants like Finnegan's 31 days before your planned Universal day at 11 a.m. Japan Standard Time. We tried to reserve online, but unfortunately all the reservations were gone in less than 1 minute. Seriously. Our tip for you is when making an online reservation, choose the latest available time and be ready with your name in katakana, the Japanese character, your country's phone number, and email to copy and paste. You could also do a trial run for this by trying to reserve an earlier date, but don't click the confirmation button at the end. If you can't read Japanese, you can use Google Translate on the website to help. I'll now show you how it looks like when you can make a successful reservation. After choosing the number of people going, the date and time for Finnegan's, you'll input your name in katakana, your country's phone number, and email address. After you agree to the terms of use, click the blue confirmation button. On the next screen, you'll see your reservation information, and if everything is correct, you can click the blue button at the bottom to complete your reservation. If you couldn't get the online priority seating reservation like us, then on the day you visit Universal, you can go to Finnegan's to make a reservation in person. Finnegan's doors were open an hour before opening when we were there to make reservations, and as you can see, priority seating is limited with only 3 reservation slots per hour. They have a helpful English translation guide in their reservation book, but we found Universal employees have a good understanding of English to help you out. There's also a virtual queue you can join, so when a table is available, they will contact you, leaving you free to explore Universal rather than waiting in line. While we can't give you all the details on how to solve the mission per Universal, we can give you tips to help you along. When you open the WISE pamphlet, you'll notice a decoder function and an insert with a map of Universal and a newspaper, which you'll need to solve the mission by going to different areas of the park. As you can see, the pamphlet is only in Japanese and there is no English version available. To get around this, you can download the Google Translate app to your smartphone, download the Japanese pack to your phone in case you don't have internet, and use the camera function to live translate what's in the pamphlet. Honestly, there will be some parts which you won't understand unless you know some basic Japanese, as they use Japanese words and symbols for parts of the mission. You can ask the Universal employees for help and they will give you hints on how to solve it. Technically, you don't have to go around the park to solve the mission, as the answers to each part of the mission can be obtained by scratching out Frankie's hint at the bottom of each part with a coin. If you have the time, feel free to go around the park to solve the mission, but if you don't have time, you could probably solve the mission between 5 minutes to an hour by scratching out the bottom and figuring out the hints. After we solved the mission, we went to WISE headquarters in New York to give the secret password to get tickets to see the stage show. Remember when I said to make sure all members of your party have a WISE pamphlet? Apparently, each pamphlet was not just a ticket, but also a way for Universal to track how many people will be attending each show, as there is only a limited space for each showing. Due to a miscommunication error, I had only gotten 1 WISE pamphlet rather than the 2 earlier that day. After some communication between us and the employees, the issue was thankfully resolved and they gave us 2 tickets for the stage show at 11:30, where there were much more allotted spaces rather than our original 10:30 show. Thank you very much, Universal employees, for your help and understanding. Mission clear! The stage show is 30 minutes long, and luckily a reservation for Finnegan's let us return between 11:30 and 12:30, so the 11:30 showtime would allow us to watch the show and be on time for our reservation. The stage show was held at the Backdraft attraction in Universal's San Francisco. While we weren't allowed to record the stage show, here's the Lloyd actor and your actress posing for us after the show. Honestly, the live action show is skippable as there wasn't too much action like the anime, and if you don't know Japanese, you might have a hard time understanding the plotline. If you're a die-hard Spy Family fan, it's a must-see though, as it's a storyline you won't see anywhere else and you get to be a part of it by solving the mission given to you by WISE. The actor and actress for Lloyd and Yor looked really good, and the life-size Bond is pretty cute too. Of course, there is no child actor to play Anya, as it would require a child to be taken out of school for most of the day, so they have Anya on the screen instead. With the show over, we return to Finnegan's to have our Spy Family lunch. There was no wait in front of us, and we briefly sat down in the waiting area for about 5 seconds before they escorted us to our table. Of course, we ordered each item on the special menu. As there were 2 drinks, we got 2 original paper coasters. The food was brought out quickly to our table, where we have your stew with the runny fried egg, beef, potato, sour cream for that southern nuanced flavor, and strangely, Brussels sprouts rather than a gherkin or an octopus-shaped wiener sausage. Anya's and Bond's strawberry milk. Bread roll to accompany the stew. The famous Super Oishi mixed nuts. Shrimp and salmon cocktail. Lastly, Lloyd and yours pretend newlyweds apple and coffee drink. Let's try yours stew first. Itadakimasu. The beef is tender and flavorful. There are a couple chunks of beef in the stew, but I prefer more for a hearty meal. The potato skin isn't peeled and looks like it's been roasted rather than boiled. The potato is roasted, so the skin and potato is a little dry for my liking. I wonder why they use Brussels sprouts instead of gherkins or an octopus wiener for the garnish. The Brussels sprout is nicely pan-fried and tender to eat. Yours broken fried egg is still runny and nicely fried, though it could be fried a little longer to get it crisper. As you can see, the bottom needed to be fried more. Let's taste the stew by itself next. The stew has a slightly sour tomato flavor and needs more developed flavors, maybe more paprika. Now for the sour cream to make it the southern flavor Yor and Yuri enjoyed when they were children. Mixed with the sour cream, you get a good flavor combo. If you want to make your own Yor stew, check out our Yor stew recipe video, which others have watched and love to eat, which guides you step by step to make the tasty stew at home to bring about a happy and calm feeling of home cooking for yourself or for family and friends. Let's try the shrimp and salmon cocktail next. The shrimp is firm and not overcooked, but could use more flavor. There's only one piece of salmon, sadly, in this cocktail. The salmon is smoked, so it has a good flavor. There's also pickled onions and tomatoes below it, which was tasty and refreshing. I think it would have been better themed if they served Lloyd's salmon dish, which he made for Yuri instead. The bread roll is soft and warm. Hokkaido whipped butter. Fancy. The bread itself is flavorful and the butter complements it with salty and rich but not heavy flavor. Don't forget to leave some of that bread to soak up the leftover Yor stew. time for Anya's favorite, Super Oishi peanuts. I mean, mixed nuts. There are corn nuts, nut-covered raisin, roasted peanuts, honey roasted peanuts, almonds, peanuts with skin on it, and hazelnut. You get a good variety of salty, sweet, soft, and crunchy nuts in the mixed nuts bag. This nut was weird, the nut-covered raisin, but it was tasty. As you can see for the strawberry milk drink, the white whipped cream and chocolate bow tie represents Bond the dog. The pink parts and peanut topping represents Anya. The drink represents the close bond the two of them have with each other. Let's see how it tastes. The strawberry milk tastes like strawberry milk, tasty and refreshing, but it could use a fresh strawberry compote at the bottom to really elevate it. The peanuts are crunchy, whipped cream isn't too sweet, and neither is the chocolate. The whipped cream is pretty dense but not overly sweet, which is great. You get lots of whipped cream as you can see here. The staff recommended we mix the drink together, but it's better to not mix it as there's so much ice it makes it hard to enjoy the drink and you'll be left with lots of whipped cream that could have been eaten rather than have it stuck on the ice. The drink also doesn't look as pretty anymore mixed up, and the flavor was just okay. Mixed up, it was basically a thicker strawberry milk. Lastly, the mysterious pretend newlyweds drink. The color looks nice and it matches Yor's black assassination outfit with a real rose and lemon slice on top to match her rose hairband and her nickname Ibara Hime, Thorn Princess. The flavor is a mix of cola, coffee, and apple chunks on the bottom. I think Lloyd is the coffee part of this weirdly paired drink as he takes his coffee black in the beginning of the anime. I'll say this about the drink. Good thing they didn't have a wedding party and make this their signature cocktail. It's a weird mix that is not pleasant to drink and tastes nothing like the Coca-Cola coffee drink I've had before. The apple chunks at the bottom of the drink are fresh and have absorbed a little bit of the flavor of the drink, so it tastes complicated but refreshing. Our last mission for Cool Japan's Spy Family collaboration is to get a snack from the Anya food truck in San Francisco. As our stomachs were quite full, we ordered the Director Chimera level 10 billion curry bun only. What a name that is. It's super cute, fresh, and hot when I got it by waiting in line. It looks just like Anya's Chimera plush, Chimera Chokan, on the outside, but let's see what it looks like on the inside. Poor Chimera Chokan. The inside is a mix of pork, onions, and Indian curry spices. Hope you enjoyed watching our Spy Family experience at Universal Studios Japan during Cool Japan, and please subscribe if you did. Thank you. Look forward to more videos like this on our channel. Until next time, bye bye.